Alright, boys and girls, well, today's going to be a little bit of a different video. We have the SQ5 parked over here. The wheels are a little bit dirty, and I figured it was a perfect opportunity to test out some products from my friend David Patterson, aka ThatDudeInBlue's. He has a new company that he started called Patterson Car Care. And I've been talking to David about Patterson Car Care for a little while now, and he explained to me basically what he did is he partnered with a company that was already existing called Honest Wash. It's actually owned by the owner of Dip Your Car. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Fonzie. And they actually rebranded the full company to Patterson Car Care, which is what you find here. And basically what they did is they actually found their own chemist. All of these products are kind of their own solution. David and I talked about this a lot this past weekend, so that's how I'm informed. He's not paying me to say any of this, but he is a friend, so keep in mind I probably wouldn't say anything negative about my friend's products, but I am on video talking about them, and that obviously means that they are good. But yeah, they have a chemist. They've put together their own formulas, and he sent me a couple different products to test. The first one here is what they call Brake Dust Pro. If you're familiar with Plastidip, it is the same product that Fonzie used to promote. I believe the formula may have been updated a little bit. This is Sonex wheel cleaner. This is the stuff that I usually use, so we'll test those against each other today. This is the Hypermint wash. This is a car wash soap. I usually use the Chemical Guys snow foam stuff because I always run it through a power washer, but if you're doing bucket washes, this would be a great alternative. This is what they call the special sauce. This is what I've been using for a while. This is the Silk Shine dressing. What's cool about this is it can actually be used on interior pieces. This is a little bit more slippery. I wouldn't use this on interior stuff, so not apples to apples, but I haven't really had an interior detailer before. I've always used invisible glass just because it's ammonia free, so it's safe on a lot of stuff. But this stuff smells really nice. Invisible glass doesn't really have a scent to it, so the test panels that I've done end up smelling really nice. Finally, we have what they call Quick Clean. It's a quick detailer. Kind of run-of-the-mill. This is my favorite quick detailer. It's the Griot Best of Show stuff. Between these two, not a huge difference. I think this one dries a little bit quicker, but if you're at a car show or whatever and you need a rinse or to get a little bit of dust off the car, they both work really well. The difference being this is 22 ounces and it costs $12.99. This is 32 ounces and it costs $12.39. So this is actually cheaper than that, and you get more product. If you're a frequent attendee of many car shows, this is probably more worth your while than that. The benefits between the two are pretty similar, but this is more cost effective because they do more. Now, David's goal with this company wasn't to create a like a pro detailing top of the line product, more of a product for the masses. Definitely don't knock this stuff before you try it. So we have the power washer out. Again, this is Sonex wheel cleaner. This is kind of like the industry standard stuff. And then we have Brake Dust Pro. I'm going to spray the left side of the wheel with Brake Dust Pro, the right side of the wheel with Sonex, and we will compare the results. As you can tell, these wheels are like filthy. So this will be a good example. Usually with filthy wheels, you do want to agitate after you spray the cleaner on there, or you can rinse it off and then agitate with like a microfiber or something like that. But for this test, we're just going to use the power washer pressure and see what it does. We'll start out with the Sonex on the right side of the wheel. Put it on fairly liberally. I would say that is nice and coated. All of these wheel cleaners are going to smell like garbage. Left side is going to be Brake Dust Pro. All of these wheel cleaners are going to smell like garbage. It's because they have acid in them. You can see actually the Brake Dust Pro is more purple on the rotor than that. I'm not sure if there's any reason there. Actually, yeah, a lot more purple on this side than that side. But we'll see what the end results end up coming out to be. Yeah, there's a lot of acid in wheel cleaner, and so it breaks down the brake dust, but it also has a really horrible smell. So don't buy wheel cleaner expecting it to smell nice, and if it does smell nice, chances are it's been diluted somewhere along the process. So Brake Dust Pro definitely turning more purple than the Sonex stuff is. This wheel is coated, so stuff should come off of it fairly easy anyway, but it's interesting to see the Brake Dust Pro kind of break down the Brake Dust Pro break down the brake dust a little bit more than the Sonex stuff is. So I'm gonna let this sit for about another minute, and then we'll rinse. I promise I am not agitating during that time. Overall, the wheel cleaned up really nicely. I think both of those work really well. You can tell the Brake Dust Pro breaks it down a little bit more, and I think if the wheels were uncoated, we may see more of a difference. So maybe we go over to my sister's car and see what the results are like there. Well, here is a very much uncoated, not ever cleaned wheel. We're going to do the left side again with Brake Dust Pro, and the right side with Sonax is the Sonax. And then we'll spray some Brake Dust Pro on the left side. Well, this is just a really nasty wheel. You can tell that there's a ton of gunk on here, like dirt and debris and all that stuff. So let's see what the results are like. Oh, there you go. I mean, it cleaned up pretty good. These wheels definitely would need to be agitated if they need to be cleaned. But I would say the results between the two wheel cleaners are pretty similar. The Patterson Car Care stuff might be getting a little bit more of the gunk down in there, but also could be the way that I sprayed the power washer. It does look like it took out a little bit more of the built up, kind of caked on stuff. I would say these two both perform pretty well. Obviously, you probably get more with this than you do with that, and it's probably cheaper. I actually haven't researched the prices on these two. I'll put them on the screen here. I'm a fan of Brake Dust Pro. I think it's good. If you have Sonax, I don't see any reason really to switch, but they both work well. On the SQ5, I do have some pretty worn window trim. It's not like, you know, brown and crusty, but it's definitely not as shiny as it could be. So let's test out the special sauce on this stuff. So I'll do the whole thing with rubbing alcohol and water to clean it up, and then we'll put the special sauce on the bottom half and see how the results look between the two. Spray it on the corner of this microfiber. And they say this should dry fairly quickly. When I've been using it, I've actually wiped it off, but let's go ahead. We'll put it on down here. You can see it makes it really shiny. We'll wipe that off, don't worry. I'd say that's pretty worked in down there. Look at that gunk that came off too. Flip this over and we'll go ahead and dry it off. Well, there you go. You can see that has a nice gloss to it, and as we move up, there's definitely not as much of like a clean look to it. It doesn't feel greasy either, which I hate. I hate when you touch glossy things and they feel greasy. I would say this stuff works pretty well. Let's use it on some interior stuff, see how it looks there. We have a nice dirty door sill here. So I will go ahead and wipe that down with some of this stuff. Like I said, I used to use invisible glass for this. It doesn't have ammonia in it, so it definitely doesn't damage the plastic, but it doesn't leave it with that like nice black protected look. And I'll just flip this over and give it a quick once over to make it feel dry. You probably don't need to do this. You could probably just let it sit there. It smells really good. That's one thing you can't tell on camera, but this is nice and clean, and it doesn't feel greasy. Again, I hate that greasy feeling that you get from a lot of these interior cleaners. For what it's worth, I also just used it on the engine bay here on the external piece. It looks really, really nice on these plastics. If you're more of an amateur like me, or you just want to try something new, try a new product, I definitely recommend picking up a bottle or two of David's stuff. Try it out, test it out. You know, even if you just buy a bottle of something, you're supporting a fellow YouTuber, which is really cool. If you think this video is total BS, please buy the product, make a video of your own on how bad the product is, and then leave me a mean comment too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you guys for watching. Go out there and spread some positivity, and I will catch you guys in the next video.